did it now.
We could be leaf spraying in a weekend.
This thing's got a lot of laps on it too.
See the cracks? And then there's a crack there too.
Yeah.
So this whole thing's cracked.
Brother, we're not gonna. Why? Because it will be fine. Hey, dude, I've been racing it like that.
Please talk to Tommy. What's it?
This is what Tommy looks like when he's getting lectured by cheese.
Just want you to suck less, Tommy. You know? Put him in timeout. We're trying to give him gifts.
See, he's doing too much. We'll have to slow him down.
It's in his nature.
We'll have to
He
slow
can help
him down.
himself. Brad's eyeballs are better than us measuring.
I'm not even gonna crank on it that hard.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if Jason like gave you the rundown or not, but I have basically all of the wrong bolts in the control arm items. And that's why it's worn out. An idiot.
Well, that's not really that big of a deal as long as you make sure they're really tight. But if they come loose at all, then they just don't fit nice.
This thing's got a lot of laps on it too. So the route ends, some of the route ends could be worn out. We had replaced them last year, I want to say, maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
We had it all apart, and Jason sent us all new times. And,
Oh, okay.
so, but yeah, I mean, there's a year and a half of laps on them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean, for a year and a half, like, it should be. I'll check that.
When I was at the track, the upper left one on the chassis side, like I could put a crowbar in there and like move everything. I'll show you the video. It keeps jumping out to the right at about 100 feet. I'm gonna try and take the best video that I can. It's really hard to tell, but I can actually move the whole rear end. Honestly, I'm not too worried about the alignment. Like, we only do so much with the time we have, so I just want to get like the rear end squared away, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the most important part is that it drives good. Driving good is more important than the way it looks.
It just sucks because my steering wheel is like, to go straight, it's got to be at like 3 o'clock. I'll deal with it. I've been driving it like that for like 2 years.
No, it shouldn't be like that. We'll get your steering wheel straight.
Might just need like moved over a tooth on the thing, on the column.
Yeah, we'll look at it. It might.
So interesting to watch think.
I know. I wish I could be in this parade.
Gee, Ray, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain.
It's got like an inch of rake in it right now. So we can lower it down a little bit in the back.
I'm interested on what your opinion is on the spring, the weight spring I have on the back. I think they're 110s. That's what we've always ran, and I know like in one of your guys' latest videos you said ideally, or maybe it was an old video, but like ideally you want to run like the lightest spring possible that will still hold the car up.
Yeah.
So
that way the shock is doing all the work.
Yeah.
And it can just move freely. So what you happen if you got too stiff of a spring, then the car just doesn't move in the back. You know, it's like super rigid. So.
The way it's always acted is like, especially right now, like I'd like to take some anti-squat out of it which I know we're getting ready to do radial stuff, but I don't think the car really cares. But it just always separates really hard. Like, I think I need to get better shocks or better valve shocks. It's like it can't catch it that first like instant 1 inch of separation. Like, it's so violent, and then it'll like slow it down a little bit. But like, it usually is fully separated like in like 1.2 seconds.
Yeah,
If,
I remember looking at the data log a long time ago. But,
I can show you some.
To me, it looks like the rear shock's topping out on it or something. So I'm probably going to move the rear shock around. But first I'm going to lower it down, and then we'll see how much shaft we got showing on the shock. Then we'll raise it up and see how much available separation we have on the shock. So I think what's happening is just we need to lower the spring down on the shock and then raise it up on the housing to get the shaft shoved up into the shock so that you can let it separate more. But I'm also going to plot the core length to see how much anti-sprawl we got in this stuff. So.
I think when we did it, it's been about a year, but I think I had it set somewhere between 150. You know, it's whatever the calculator says, but it was like between 150 and 125%.
Yeah, when you change the ride height in the back of the car, that
and it's
changes
all.
it.
Yeah,
So, we'll remeasure it all. So.
Yeah, I'm curious to like. I'll have to pull up some like recent data logs and kind of just let you look and see what you think I should do, but. Yeah, I mean, I've always felt like the car was just happier with a little less anti-squat.
Well, it's probably not if it's topping the rear shock out like it looked like it was in the data log, then the less anti-squat you have in it, the slower it's going to top the shock out. The longer it's going to take to get there. Ideally, you should never top the rear shock out. So. Yeah, if you put a bunch of anti-squat in it, then it's just going to separate really quickly, get to the end of the shock, stop, and upset the whole car. So,
the only reason I didn't think that was happening, I'm trying to argue or nothing, but like on the data, like, so it goes to a certain point and it separates, but then like in the shutdown, you can see it going hitting bumps and stuff, and it's like way past, you know, what I was going down the track. So I wasn't sure, like, I don't know what's going on.
yeah.
That's why it's here, man, because I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'll show you something real quick. So a little while ago, we put it down to like 65% anti-squat, and that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
So like it's
It
weird.
didn't squat or separate, it just stayed flat.
Right. But like weirdly, it like it felt so good over bumps. Like
Yeah.
but yeah, I felt like I obviously didn't have as much bite like in the 60 foot, but I've tried so many different things, like different bar angles, and just trying to find some other stuff.
Yeah, normally when
Recent.
you don't separate them, they don't have as much traction in the 60 foot. That's why we separate them on like a backside race or on the street, is it does seem to help with traction. Literally on like a front side no prep or a prepped slick tire race, the only reason we squat them or make them neutral or squat them is just to keep the tire happy, because it's so hard to make a slick happy on a sticky racetrack. It just wads the sidewall up and tire shakes. So if you squat it, you're just trying to keep pressure off the sidewall to keep it round and keep from wadding the tire up. So that's all you're doing by squatting it, is just trying to keep the tire happy.
This is a smooth track, so this is something from like Little Gangsters. Front side, you'd see.
That doesn't look bad.
No, it don't look too bad. Yeah. I was trying to find.
It's weird how it separates really quickly and then stop on that one, like, and then just stops. I wonder if that's because of how flat the upper bar is. I don't know. I've never ran a stock suspension Mustang with this much spread in it. With that upper moved up really high, this thing has a ton of spread.
Really?
So maybe that has something to do with the way it acts. So I'm gonna adjust the ride height now.
All right. That's my ton of shock shaft. Well, when it was on the ground, anyways, I had a ton of shock shaft showing.
This will help.
Do you think I should try a lighter spring eventually?
It wouldn't hurt, but the only thing is if you do put a bunch of weight in this thing to run like a backside or on the street or something, and you got a couple 100 pounds in the trunk, you might need this 110. Because if you put like a 95 or an 85 or something on there, it might be completely squashed with all the weight in the trunk. So
Yeah. The most I ever run is about, I have 3 65-pound bars, so, it's like 180 pounds or so, 190. About 200 pounds is the most I ever run.
that's about as far as we're going to go. It actually needs a longer spring. So that's another part of your problem. We can't spanner this down any farther because this is like a 12-inch spring.
Huh.
So this is actually you actually got a 7-inch shock on this thing.
Is it?
Yeah, this is a 7-inch.
The Ron
shock.
G's must have been the 5s.
Yeah.
I didn't realize these were a 7.
Yeah.
So then it probably, it's not topping out.
No, not. I think it was with the last time you showed me a data log was from the Ron G's,
Yeah.
which if it was only a 5-inch,
Yeah, they
and
definitely
it wasn't, and it was installed with a bunch of shaft showing, it probably was topping out. But this one is probably okay. This 7-inch really needs a 14-inch spring on it. So that's why your spanners ran up so far. Is because you got a 12-inch spring on here. So I ran it down till the spring got sloppy. I don't like running them any less than that because you don't want that top piece that the spring sits on is just held in there with a little clip. And if you separated it enough or dropped the rear end out enough to where the spring was sloppy in there, that top piece could potentially fall off, and that'd be bad. So I don't like running the springs where they have slop in them. That's dangerous. So I ran it down as far as I could to where there's 0 tension on the spring, and we'll see. That should go to ride height close. I think I ran it down about 5/8 of an inch. So that'll get us a lot closer to our ride height that I was looking for.
What difference would it make? Like, some people run like a 14-inch or like a 16-inch spring. Like, what does that do for the back? Like, I know for the front, like 16-inch spring is better for like no prep, but like you see like a lot of like 12-inch springs on like radial stuff.
Yeah, well, the longer the spring that you have, it just
More stored energy.
Yeah, the more stored energy you have. But also, when you have a long shock like this, is like on a radial, when we're trying to get the shock really compressed so that we have available shock shaft to separate it, well, you need a long spring so that you can compress a long soft spring to where you can compress it far. Whereas if you got a short stiff spring, as soon as you set the car on the ground, it just goes junk and it don't compress much. Right. So then you don't have much room to separate it. So.
Do you think a taller, softer spring would work better on the bumps and stuff, like for no prep?
Yeah, it would also soak up the bump. That's why I always try to run the softest spring possible, is because one, it allows the suspension to do what you want it to do, either squat or separate, because the spring's not restricting it.
Yeah. And
then you can control how fast or how slow it squats or separate with the shock valving. And then also it soaks bumps up easier because it's not, like a stiff spring, like you're riding like a 1-ton truck and you go over a big bump and it's like boom,
right.
It like bucks you.
Yeah.
But if you're riding a Cadillac and you go over a soft bump, it just soaks it up. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of the same effect.
I think that's something I definitely want to try, because that's the biggest problem with this thing is like, if it hits a bump, it's like wheel speed immediately. Like, and I have to pull power for it or run a really tight curve, and I just the car isn't fast enough.
Well, let me see. I might have some springs on the shelf. Let's just swap the springs out. Let's go shopping.
We put the ball down.
I think I have some 95-pound 14s I'll throw around.
I'll buy them off you. I brought cash.
Yeah, $14.95. Swap them bad boys over there.
Oh, heck yeah.
You said off of Charlie?
These are off Charlie Brown.
Well, that's good
That's
juju.
like
I'll say
100
these bad
horsepower,
boys-
at least.
These bad boys won a lot of races.
Shoot, son. That's good juju.
I don't know how much horsepower that's worth, but it's worth something.
I freaking love these guys, man. I don't deserve these people.
If you want, I'm gonna go eat lunch. If you want to swap them springs out,
Okay.
if you want to,
Alright.
we can. Go down to where it's just barely touching the blocks, and then you can just, because they're up through the floor, it'll probably be easiest just to pull the whole shock off, and then we'll swap them and then stick them back up in there.
But my brand new Ron G's did this. Like,
Yeah.
Billy found like a bleeder screw on one and like let out a bunch of air. I don't know. I know nothing about shocks.
There's well, there's a screw right there that you can pop off, but they shouldn't have air in them. That is weird though. You said they're both all the way loose.
Yeah, pretty sure. And that was the one that's on the left side.
That is interesting.
Bothering this poor guy on his lunch break. Can't give him a break.
Terrible.
I don't know. I'll have to ask Mark about that.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Not bad.
See, look at that thing.
That looks pretty sweet like that, don't
It might not look too goofy on a 26 now.
it? See, now it's got inch and a half to 2 inches showing.
Dude, look at this thing.
It'll self-clearance.
What was it?
The uppers, like the mounts on the rear end, are really close to the floor when it sits that low. They've hit before, there's witness marks.
He's grabbing them shocks. Harry said he didn't get them. You gotta have shocks.
Brother,
We're good. Well, Cheeseburger tuned that car. So he's like, I don't care. Cheese isn't gonna care. So he's like, go grab one. He doesn't need them.
are they the same like height and everything?
They're a 7.
Well, those are actually 7.
Or no, those are actually, no, those, they might be a 5. They got canisters on them.
See, he's doing too much. We're gonna have to slow him down.
It's in his nature.
We're gonna have to
He
slow
can help
him down.
himself. It's like, who can I help today?
He went over there. We ain't putting them on. You don't gotta worry about that.
I don't think these are a 7 anyway.
He just said they might be a 5.
Those are 7. Look at that canister, Tommy.
Brother, we're not putting those on.
Why?
Because it will be fine.
Hang on.
Dude, I've been
Cheese-
racing it like that
Cheese,
for...
talk to Tommy. 1 sec.
I've been racing it like that for how long? It don't matter.
This is what Tommy looks like when he's getting lectured by cheese.
Already. You guys are doing too damn much for me. I can't receive all this help. I can't do that. It's not...
I just want you to suck less, Tommy. You know?
Look at that face.
It's like we put him in timeout and we're trying to give him gifts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's so opposite.
yeah, we're giving you something sick.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Dude, I mean, who knows how long I've been racing like this? Like, it would be fine to go one more weekend. It'll do its thing. I'm not even gonna crank on it that hard.
Uh-huh.
He said, nah, you ain't running like that. That thing's f***ed up. I said, geez, I've been running like this for probably a while. He's like, no. He said, we ain't gonna half-ass it. We're gonna full-ass it.
Brad and I were just taping these things. No, play. Look up here. See the cracks? And then there's a crack there too.
yeah.
So this whole thing's cracked. That's why it's doing stupid stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and I don't think the bolts are tight because
Yeah.
they're moving.
So we're gonna get, because we get Thomas to do the dirty work. We get Tommy in here and wire wheel that all up, and then we'll weld it up. And while we're at it, we'll go under here and look and see if we find any other cracks. But it's pretty common on a car that gets raced this much. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong. Like nobody built it wrong. It's just got a lot of laps.
Right.
Is that other one?
That's wild.
Yeah.
We'll weld that up. Man, that makes this easier. Now I don't have to take them apart and look at the bolts and rod ends. I had a feeling that's what it was. When I seen your video, I'm like, looks like they just need tightened up. Because it looked like the whole spacer was moving. These things vibrate. They vibrate and shake. Like you tire shake, shake shit loose. You know what I mean? It just does. So you just got to bolt check them every once in a while.
I do. I'm lazy about it. Like I said, like I look up there and I'm like, okay, it's got a lock nut on it and it's tight. I'm like it's not off. Like,
Yeah.
obviously it needs to tighten up. So.
You know what? It's okay. You could have learned this lesson a harder way.
Absolutely. That's why you have friends, bud. That's what to do. I'm gonna make you get the wire wheel out. You're gonna stay. Is this a water one?
Yeah.
Okay, so not fuel. So we'll just kind of try to move it out of the way. We just need to wire wheel all this up, and then for today, we'll just, so we're not making tubes and stuff today. Obviously, it's made it this long, so let's just weld everything back up. And then the next time that this thing comes and sees us, you know, I know you want to upgrade the rear end, so we'll do a 9-inch, and then we'll gusset these in a little bit more and fix all that. But we don't have to do all that today.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll just weld it right where it's at.
Alrighty.
I'm not even worried about how it's moved an 1/8 inch. I mean, that's why everything's adjustable.
Yeah.
Who knows if they were perfectly straight to begin with.
So you guys need me to. So we're welding here, and
We're gonna weld this side,
okay.
there, and this side.
I don't know why whoever built their car didn't just weld that to begin with.
I don't. Yeah, it should be welded all the way around.
Yeah, like it's the easiest part to weld.
Move. I don't know what that wire is.
What's the other side look like?
The other side looks all right. It didn't look like it was cracked. So they must have welded better on that side.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Don't
I'm gonna grab some safety glasses.
Yeah, there's some in the cabinet or on top of my toolbox. Give the old eyeball. Eyeball the steering wheel straight. Needs to go back out first.
Brad's eyeballs are better than us measuring.
Yeah.
I like a lot of front end travel real slow personally. So like I said, if you can keep the front end rising as you're bringing power in, the happier the car will be. And then when you stop applying power, the front end's going to stop climbing anyways. So yeah, hop in there.
Well, we're finally, I didn't do much today. I really just welded some things.
You were here for moral support for me because of all the terrible things that the lack of things I've done.
It's a typical Brad and Jason day. Brad handles the technical stuff. I handle the emotional stuff.
Yeah. So explain to us, Brad, all the things that you found that you fixed, all the mess ups.
Well, actually, you found the first thing wrong. So Tommy actually found the blown shock.
That was an easy one.
Yeah. So we were swapping springs out. The springs that were on there were too short and a little too heavy. So we swapped from a 12 110 spring to a 14 95. And when we were in the process of swapping springs, Tommy realized that one of the shocks felt funny. So then I checked it out and was like, that does feel funny. So I called Mark Menser and he's like, yeah, that thing's blown. So
who knows how long it's been like that? I don't know.
So we stole some shocks off of another car that's sitting here, and the customer okayed it and stuck them on here. And so Tommy's got some brand new 7-inch Menser canisters on the back. He got an upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got the right springs on there. Got the right height sitting right in the back.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself this weekend.
Yeah, and then we made a 4-link adjustment to take a little bit of anti-squat out of it.
So if the car doesn't go down, that's definitely my fault. There's no more blaming the car. It's definitely my fault.
And then what else did we do?
On the crack.
Found the
Yeah,
crack.
we welded up a crack torque box.
Crack wastegate merge.
Yep. Found some loose bolts on the 4-link and tightened those up.
Rack bolts were loose.
Yeah, steering rack bolts were loose. Tightened those up.
Did a little bit of alignment with your micrometers.
Yeah, the front alignment was already really close. I just adjusted it. They move around a little bit over time, you know.
That's
especially when your
kinda
rack's loose.
It's a whole bolt check day.
Yeah. Really, what Tommy needed was just a bolt check. It was,
Yeah, we're gonna start.
The Falcon just needed some love.
It's really been a workhorse of both channels for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't race on smooth racetracks either.
Never.
So,
Never.
yeah.
Wheelies all the time too.
Yeah.
All the time.
Wheelies and potholes.
Yeah.
Just hard on the old
right.
girl.
Yeah. I honestly, like, I probably every 3 or 4 races I do nut and bolt it, but not as intensively. Like, I don't put a wrench on every bolt. Like, it's more of like, that's got a lock nut on it and the bolt's still in there. Like, how loose could it be? But obviously it matters a lot to make sure all that stuff's, really tight, the important stuff. So
Yeah, actually get some wrenches out and go over the important stuff like the suspension mounting points.
Well, I would say if most race car guys are honest and they're not just writing a comment in a YouTube section, they probably don't nut and bolt him like that, like they would say that they do. I think that's most people are very lax in that.
Yeah, I mean, did you see underneath the back of Jimmy Dale's car?
Yeah.
I said you couldn't even get wrenches on them. Everything was so covered in rubber.
Yeah,
Rubber and dirt.
Yeah, the rubber was.
You're like,
keeping
I can
everything
tell
tight.
that you haven't nut and bolted this thing because there's no witness marks on the rubber.
Jeez. Yeah, I think it was good that you guys worked on that car because I thought this thing was going to be really filthy underneath. And I was like, well, that's not bad.
Compared to that thing,
Yeah, it was a mess. But yeah, if you're watching this at home and you have a race car, definitely nut and bolt check it. Check your Heims. We have a whole selection of Heims on our website. So if you need new Heims, that's something that they do wear out, right? Especially when you're racing a lot. This thing didn't need new Heims today; just needed tightened up.
Normally they don't.
Yeah, they last
normally the
pretty long.
Heim joints last most people years.
For the amount of passes. that
Yeah,
they make,
like years.
So
The average person, a Heim joint will last them 5 to 10 years easy.
yeah, if they're not racing
Before they even get even a little bit of slop in them. So.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of times, man, people think that there's something way wrong with their race car, and there's just
A lot of
not.
times it's like a loose bolt or a blown shock.
Yeah, something stupid.
Yeah.
So. The Falcon's going to do great this weekend. If you're at LS Fest, these guys will be there. We'll be here working. Yeah, we haven't been to LS Fest in forever.
No, not since we had the white Mustang. So
No, we need something with an LS in it again, I guess. Once we went big block, we just haven't
Oh, we still got LSs laying around. They're
Yeah.
just not in
Not
anything running.
Yeah. Well, technically, we do own an LS car
Yeah,
now.
we can't talk about that.
Yeah.
Getting there.
But we appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully,
sprinkle.
Yeah, little sprinkle. It's like an Easter egg. We appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And hopefully you took something from today's video that you can do this yourself. You don't have to have a fancy race car to make your race car work good. Brad and I started in a garage, and now our garage is just a little bit bigger. So
Yeah,
that's
all you
it
need
is.
is a tape measure and a couple wrenches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one.